Hello and welcome back to another scouting episode. And if you're new here, this is a channel that analyzes, gives you breakdowns, scouts, give you tactical and technical analysis on all the best up-and-coming wonder kids in the world so you don't have to. So if you are new here, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, because today we're going to be talking about a player that Brighton have just spent 30 million on to buy from Newcastle United, and that is Yankuba Minteh. So where did it all begin for Minteh? Well, his career started at Steve Biko in the Gambia, and then Minteh's agent reached out to a Danish club, which was OB, and asked them to have a look at Minteh, who they agreed to take on trial in summer of 2021. However, Minteh's first trial did not go well. He didn't give a good impression. But he was given a second chance, and that was a better impression. And they decided to sign Minteh on a 2-year contract in summer 2022. Instantly made an impact when he made his Danish Super League debut on the 10th of September 2022. It was 1-1, and he came on against Copenhagen and scored the winning goal just 3 minutes after coming on as a substitute. Yankuba Minteh had arrived, and it started to attract interest from clubs around Europe. And on 12th of June 2023, Newcastle United announced the signing of Minteh on a permanent deal from the 1st of July. He was then immediately loaned out to Eredivisie club Feyenoord for the 2023-24 season. His highlight came when he scored a brace against Ajax in a 6-0 win, which was Ajax's biggest defeat in Eredivisie history. After an impressive loan spell with Feyenoord, Brighton now have announced the signing from Newcastle United of Minteh for £30 million. So I'm going to give you everything you need to know about Minteh, his strengths, weaknesses, what he does on the pitch, and a couple of statistics to hopefully back up what I'm saying. But firstly, Minteh is predominantly a right winger. A left-footed who plays on the right wing, is a modern-day inverted winger, but he has occasionally played on the left wing as a centre-forward and an attack midfielder. He was a standout in the Eredivisie, 29 games, 17 starts. He scored 10 goals, provided 6 assists, and he was averaging a goal every 146 minutes. So what's he like on the pitch? What's he like in possession? Well, Minteh's a dribbling demon. He's a great all-rounder. If you're defending against him, expect to be pulled left, right, and centre and committed into a challenge before he changes direction or outwits you with a feint. If he ever receives a ball behind you, forget about it. You're done for raw pace. In essence, he can do everything you want from a winger, both traditionally and in the modern sense. For traditionalists, he can send an inviting cross in, or for your modern-day winger, he can come inside on the dribble and unleash a strike at goal. One of the main standout characteristics the youngster possesses, his ability to create imbalances in the rival's defensive line and prefers a high-tempo transition. He likes to play direct style running, but he also likes to isolate his marker in one-on-one situations. Minteh's greatest quality is definitely his one-on-one dribbling ability. His electric speed and acceleration enables him to fly past opponents. His ability to accelerate and deaccelerate it is absolutely frightening. He can chop and change his speed in an instant. He has incredible coordination, body feints with a powerful running style when required. If you put all those together, he's got the great ability to lead counterattacks. He has a powerful ball acceleration. He has good conduction with the ball, even when he's surpassing opponents. Also possesses great ability to receive and play through the lines. He has neat, tidy, close ball control. Very rarely miscontrols it. He's sitting mid-table for miscontrols in the Feyenoord squad. He's great at reducing his speed and then accelerating away, which makes him become far more effective and dangerous when he receives next to the touchline or in close encounters. What I'm trying to say is a player with his impulse on the ball always finds a way. He carries the ball very quickly into open spaces, but he also keeps the ball well under pressure in tight spaces. Minteh has crazy athleticism, consistently able to beat his opponents off the dribble, Utilises his athleticism to great effect in combinations with vast amount of tricks in his arsenal. But those tricks aren't just for show either, for real means of creating separation in isolation. That makes him a major threat in one-on-ones, no matter where he's situated on the pitch, particularly in the half spaces or near the touchline, where he can use his ballet-like balance to weave in and around challenges. Defenders aren't sure whether they can get tight or give him a few yards of space, but either way, they're going to be beaten for raw speed. Minteh has a very different preferences on how he likes to attack the opposition. The most obvious one is when he isolates his opponent in a one-on-one situation. And he's not always just looking to beat his man. He has a good understanding of space and teammates around him, where he can combine with low and short passes. He'll definitely make up for an amazing highlight reel on the dribble. He's a two-way dribbler. He loves to pull wide and isolate his fullback and beat them with skill, stop and starts, and then creating that opening before bursting into it. But he can also come in the inside and look to combine with teammates, and putting that together when you account for his absurd change of pace on the dribble, he has a potential to change moments in games. He's always beautifully balanced, and he likes to cut inside in order to create an opening for himself to score from. Quality is in his curved shooting, placing them at the far post. But he also has the ability to send a cross towards a far post. He crosses more than he does play through balls or switches of play. Minteh is very versatile and unpredictable, who likes to change his movements and directions so that defenders can't read his plays. He possesses good short passing ability, the ability to play 1-2 combinations and filter in dangerous passes to provide shot-creating actions. He actually sits in the top 5 percentile for shot-creating actions with 5.81 per 90. He does need to improve on his medium and longer distance passes. He doesn't really attempt much in play, so often when there is a longer pass available, he'll choose the wrong option and try and carry the ball. He needs to be more aware of his teammates' runs. But aside from that, he does have a really nice awareness of space. He can find space between the lines, or he can use his devastating speed to make killer runs in behind. Two-way dribblers are a huge asset to any team, especially a team like Brighton that play through the lines and like to break forward quickly. Dribbling is a huge part of Minteh's game, and he's massively effective during transition moments. His dribbling also has brilliant conviction. He's really intelligent in the way he uses his body and his agility to modulate his speed and feints to manipulate players. This makes him incredibly useful when breaking down low blocks. Dribble at full speed to get past an opponent, but he can also modulate his speed to change direction to outsmart an opponent. He's a high-intensity, high-volume dribbler who's full of life and full of confidence. Even if his dribbles don't come off, he'll try again, show great personality on the pitch. All this makes him a great, unpredictable dribbler. He's able to turn sharply and quickly in short directions, but his ability to accelerate and deaccelerate is frightening. He can chop and change his speed in an instant. He's incredible coordination, body feints, and he's also powerful when he projects off a standstill spot. The majority of Minteh's dribble are finished with him entering into the penalty area. He has the most dribbles into the opposition penalty areas in the Eredivisie with 91. But the thing is, he's beginning to produce an end product, and that was something that was labelled as a negative towards him when he first arrived in Europe. His numbers at Feyenoord have actually been really surprising. Averaged the most goal-creating actions at Feyenoord with 20, which is fourth overall in the Eredivisie. And he's also sits fourth for shot-creating actions with 94, despite only starting 17 games. What's Minteh like defensively? Well, he spends most of his time in the attacking third. That's where most of his touches come from. And that he's actually sits in the top percentile for progressive passes received. So he does spend most of his time in that attacking third. However, he's sitting in the top 1 percentile for goal-creating actions after a defensive contribution. That shows how hard he works in pressing. He's a pressing monster, and he uses his speed and acceleration to his advantage because he sharply approaches defenders that are trying to play out from the back, forcing turnovers, and he's got acres of space to either create or score himself. Really active and tenacious presser, perfectly suitable for a high pressing system. Like any footballer, they all come with weaknesses, and one would be using his weaker foot. He possesses a very quality left foot, and it's very technical. However, he avoids using his right foot. If he used it more, it could increase his unpredictability, making him even more dangerous in counter-attacking situations. I've already highlighted 2 others throughout this video. I do think that his switches of play, his passing over longer distances does need to improve, and it would just give Brighton that extra bit of advantage when going forward. Decision making when carrying the ball could improve. So what's he like against Brighton players? So we're going to look at a few statistics that have actually caught my eye against Brighton. So successful take-ons, he finished with 59. He finished top of Feyenoord squad. But that's also top of Brighton squad. The closest to him was Adringa with 50. Progressive carries, he finished with 127. That's first in the Feyenoord squad, but it's also first in Brighton squad. The closest to him was Mitoma with 121. Carries into the penalty area, he finished with 91. That was first in Feyenoord squad, but it's also again first in Brighton squad. The closest to him was Adringa with 63, so you're going to get a lot more carries into that penalty area, create more chances closer to goal perhaps. Carries into the final third, he finished with 58. That was 5th in Feyenoord squad, and that's joined 4th in Brighton squad with Adringa. But bear in mind what I mentioned earlier, he finished in the top 1 percentile for progressive passes received. So his starting position's already in that attacking third. So he doesn't really drop deep to carry the ball in that attacking third. Shot creating actions, he finished with 94. That's 5th in Feyenoord squad, but it's 2nd in Brighton squad, only behind Pascal Gross. Goal creating actions, he finished with 20. That's 1st in Feyenoord squad. It's also 1st in Brighton squad. Closest to him was Pascal Gross with 16. So overall, a lot of people see his decision making isn't great, but those numbers counteract that argument because he's putting out better numbers than any attacking Brighton player at the moment. Yes, you can say it's in a lesser league. I totally understand that, and it will be more difficult in the Premier League. But if you can bring that confidence, he's going to bring a lot of Brighton fans a lot of excitement. But no doubt, Minteh's got a really bright future. He's got all the attributes you want from a winger / forward. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. That is the end of the video. But if you've enjoyed this, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and until the next time, ciao for now.